So one day I just woke up and everybody is suddenly completely against Call of Duty now, and everyone's just giving the game a break. This happened right around the start of July, and I just kind of sat back and witnessed the tectonic shift in the Call of Duty fan base all of a sudden. I'll be honest, I've made 2 back-to-back videos simply about how corporations suck and we should stop giving them our money. One, because they ruin famous franchises and inject woke ideology into every form of content, and more importantly, 2, they flat out tell us that we don't own our games. And honestly, COD has just been dead recently. I don't even know what has been happening, and normally I'm right on top of it. But maybe it just took 3 weeks of July to finally see what's been going on. The game genuinely has nothing else going for it. It's just trash. It's not fun, it's losing players again, and now you can actively see tons of YouTubers who are just late to the party, complaining that the game is just too sweaty, the matchmaking is trash, and the skins and cosmetics are just getting ridiculous. I'll provide a few examples right here. Exclusive Ace, someone who has debunked a video of mine in the past about skill-based damage, which still definitely exists by the way, has released a video recently about why he's just done playing COD for the time being. And that video is the only video he's put out about Call of Duty that has broken 100,000 views in over 8 weeks. And the last video that broke 100k views, this one 2 months ago. What do they have in common? They're both incredibly critical of the game. Look at the titles. A Call of Duty YouTuber with almost 1 million subs is only breaking 100,000 views if he's being critical of the game that he's covering. That's not good. And I'm not talking about not good for him. I mean for the game. Hey, I mean, I wish I was breaking 50,000 views on basically every video, but seeing as he's literally 30 times my size, I guess it's just not that big of a comparison. Another example is Handler, one of the best search and destroy players with almost 1 million subs, has put out a video talking about how he just can't play anymore, and the video consists of him constantly being unable to spawn into matches, forced to spectate, and late joining all the time. And his newest lineup of videos consists of him playing Modern Warfare 3, not Black Ops 6, and he's pulling less than 100,000 views basically all the time, even with 900,000 subs, and his one video that broke 100,000 views, one that is highly critical of COD. He talks about how dumb the skins are and how he's stuck spectating and late joining. From 2 creators with almost 1 million subs apiece, they're now getting more attention for being heavily critical of the game than for actually just being good at the game or covering the game from an informational perspective. Keep in mind, these guys probably make their living covering Call of Duty, so the fact that sometimes I see a video about the finals or Splitgate 2, and for one it's called the best battle royale you're not playing, and it's freaking PUBG. Bro, he's pulling out the PUBG clickbait, and the game's been out longer than most of COD's player base have been alive. I mean, no shade to Handler. I love the guy. I've loved his videos for a while, but seeing these numbers that he and Ace are pulling, it's just disconcerting. It's extremely obvious that COD is rapidly and severely losing relevancy. Personally, I think the final straw was honestly the Beavis and Butthead skins entering into the game. Oh my gosh, these things are so freaking dumb. I genuinely question the sanity of the devs at this point. It's a war game set in the 90s, and we get these guys, we get Seth Rogen, we get a bunch of weed skins that promote drug usage in a game that has a lot of teenagers playing it. It's seriously messed up stuff. But it's clear they'll make any kind of cosmetics possible and release surveys about what kind of cosmetics that the players want in order to keep the game alive and keep the revenue coming in. And I honestly don't think it's working anymore. The Steam charts look awfully familiar in the sense that every month they're just losing players. They're not gaining players at all. Now, Verdansk obviously worked, but it's just the biggest nostalgia bait. It took them bringing back something that's 5 years old to bring back any semblance of a player base because they can't be bothered to make anything that's actually good that's new anymore. And even still, the player base continues to diminish. And even from the time of taking this screenshot, which is only a few days old, the peak 30 days ago was 90,000, but the 24-hour peak is 80,000, which means somewhere in July, we just lost another 10,000 players with a bunch of famous YouTubers among them. But if we can recall from other videos of mine, Blame Truth's math, and some recent studies being done on COD, we must remember that the majority of the Call of Duty populace is between the ages of 24 and 35. More specifically, probably the 26 to 32 range. Dudes who want to sit in game on a flat screen and not worry about optimized matchmaking and brain rot AI-generated tiny maps. I'd be surprised if anybody that still plays the empty shell of COD actually even knows who Beavis and Butthead are. It makes no sense to try to farm money out of players by adding these skins of goofy cartoon characters who ran on TV most prominently from 1993 to 1997, who I guarantee a majority of the COD player base never even watched. It's genuinely mind-boggling to see this. It feels like they just asked ChatGPT for skin suggestions for a mature shooter set in the 90s, whose player player base is like 18 to 35 years old, and it just spit out that they should try old cartoon characters. Now, I actually pretended I was Activision, and I asked ChatGPT for some skin suggestions that would give me lots of profit for an 18 to 35-year-old player base, and you'll never guess what the top 2 skin suggestions were: Terminator and Rambo. Huh, what a coinky-dink, because they're both in the game. Microsoft just laid off a bunch of Sledgehammer devs for AI. Sledgehammer is like the most reliable studio, by the way. Treyarch has gone the way of the dodo, Infinity Ward has been useless for a decade, and the only decent COD that's come out recently is honestly Modern Warfare 3 over a year post-launch when it was actually playable because the matchmaking got basically turned off, and Sledgehammer majorly engineered that game. And you want to know why these devs probably got laid off? As the most reliable studio, they probably have the most talented devs, which means they get the most pay. So it makes sense to replace the highest paid employees with AI because you're maximizing the amount of money that you save. Activision is the first company to be right on the edge of AI usage to make as much money as possible via video games. And it only gets worse from here. They're trying to make an engagement-optimized, AI-driven, totally dopamine-hijacking matrix that is as addicting as humanly possible, that squeezes out as much money as it possibly can. And thus begins the inevitable downfall of Call of Duty. And we're just getting started. YouTubers like JGod, Exclusive Ace, Handler, Jev, and other huge names who used to endorse the game and make money because of the game are literally now releasing videos saying the game has gotten too trash to even bother playing anymore, despite it being probably their primary source of money. It took them 5 years of the game being complete trash, 5 years of denying SBMM, 3 years of denying eomm, 2 years of the blog post being out, 2 after I debunked it, 2 years after basically proving the game is rigged to sell skins, 5 years of the abysmal anti-cheat, and the entire life cycle of Black Ops 6 exponentially losing players for them to finally realize that this franchise isn't worth playing, and it's not even close to what it once was, and it's not even worth playing for money, and nobody cares about Black Ops 7 at all. I see news and leaks pop up on X every now and again, and you know what I do? I just don't look. I don't care. I can't be bothered. By literally experimenting on the player base like guinea pigs, abusing the most popular franchise in the world in order to see how human beings can be exploited and manipulated for capital gain via an entertainment platform like a game, they've killed the game because it's complete and utter trash and completely irrelevant now. COD Mobile is the most popular COD by a landslide, and it's a game played on a phone. And now they're firing human beings to replace them with AI to save money, and they're not removing their trash microtransaction-based matchmaking because they think that'll lose them money too. And they're not listening to the entire player base who is turning against them because... wait, wouldn't listening to the player base make them more money? Whatever. They're turning the COD franchise into a psyop. And now we're at a point where nobody at all cares about Black Ops 7. I'm not excited to play it. I'm probably not going to play it. And I'm honestly just enjoying the finals and touching grass. COD is just an addiction for many people. And it's sad because I'd rather be addicted to a game that at least has devs that care about their player base like the finals instead of COD. COD has made me jaded playing even other games too. When a game with bad servers like the finals has hit reg issues, by the way, it's still fun despite the terrible servers, I genuinely still am inclined to blame skill-based damage simply because you can see the coins splatter but get no damage. But in COD, they removed any client-sided hit detection, and that obviously just hides the fact that the game is rigged even more by making it impossible to see if we hit our shots on the client side. Man, this franchise has gone to absolute shambles. It's depressing. I used to love COD. I loved COD. My friends loved COD. Every day, we looked forward to playing Search and Destroy together, to hop on 24/7 playlists and just have a good time. But now, all my friends quit long ago. I haven't touched the game seriously in years, and my favorite game, my favorite shooter of all time, has been metamorphosized into corporate, greedy trash designed solely to steal our money. And that's why I keep covering it. These issues are extremely relevant because this is the path other games are likely going to follow given the usage of AI. Complete and utter greed and dishonesty are just going to ramp up. It makes me so angry, bro. No joke. It is a travesty. Screw them. I'm Prime Pete. Take it easy.